might keep peace, but whose peace is it keeping? The offender is at peace. The people who don't want to deal with that is at peace. And I, in my little body, at war. So to the strong women, may we know them, may we see them, and may we raise them. Today I have a special guest who dedicates her whole life to empowering women, work hard with young women because if we don't raise them properly, we don't know where they're going. It's my pleasure to receive her today on Tori Day. I'm not going to say too much about her because I want her to introduce herself. And my name is Cadie Maranga, and I will be your host today. Natalie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm good. When I see you, I'm like, I want to have a soft life.
Oh, okay.
So how was your day?
Good so far.
Okay. So I'm going to give you some housekeeping.
Okay.
So the live will be in English. I will give you time to share the live with your friend. I will send you the link now. So you can share the live on Facebook, Instagram. If you have any group, you can put the link in there.
Okay.
And time to time, I will speak in French because just some people are watching in French and they want to know what we do here. And just feel free, So I'm going to send you the link first. So you can just pick up your phone. And after that, I will let you the time to introduce yourself.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get the link. For some reason, let me see. My connection is not working properly. Did you get it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So I think I got it. Let me send it to you. So I send it to you by message.
Text message, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It hadn't popped up yet.
I think it's just my phone. Okay, so I send it to you. And do you follow Tori Day already? I think I sent you the link earlier for the page.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just send it to you. I think you
Okay,
got
there's the link right there.
Okay,
I got
so you
it.
can just take your time and share the link.
Copy.
And while you're sharing the link, I know it's not my phone. I will share the link too. Okay, you got it right.
I did get it. And then
Yeah, just take your time and share.
I am going to go to Facebook.
So, bonsoir, j'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui, j'ai l'immense plaisir de recevoir une dame américaine. Donc, comme vous savez déjà que quand on reçoit les Américains, le live serait en anglais. Je reviendrai de temps en temps parler en français pour vous dire qu'est-ce qui se passe. Donc, aujourd'hui, le sujet de notre jour, c'est une femme qui vient, je ne sais pas comment on dit ça en français, donner la force aux femmes. Elle mentor les jeunes filles. Et quand je parlais avec elle, elle m'a dit qu'elle est une peacemaker. Encore. Peacemaker veut dire quelqu'un qui crée la paix, pas quelqu'un qui garde la paix. Souvent, on a une différence entre garder la paix et créer la paix. Donc, aujourd'hui, on va parler sur comment on peut motiver les femmes. Elle est éducateur, elle travaille, elle dédicace son temps à parler aux femmes, à élever les jeunes filles parce qu'elle croit que si on élève les filles tôt, on leur donne une bonne éducation, on leur dit qui ils sont, ils peuvent faire des bonnes choses dans le futur. Donc, c'est une Américaine déjà. Encore, le live serait en anglais. Et de temps en temps, je reviendrai parler en français. Encore, je suis connectée sur Toridé. Toridé, c'est une plateforme qui construit les entrepreneurs, qui bulle sur la communauté, qui share tout ce qui se passe. Et comme je le dis souvent, beaucoup de choses se passent sur cette chaîne. Dépendamment de ce qui vous intéresse, vous pouvez toujours venir de temps en temps et regarder ce qui se passe. Donc, soyez sûrs de partager le live. Déjà, merci pour tous ceux qui nous suivent, tous ceux qui nous regardent. Si vous avez une question en anglais, mettez ça dans la barre d'information. Si vous avez une question en français, mettez ça dans la barre d'information. Et comme on se connaît déjà, le français, c'est ma première langue, bien que c'est ma deuxième langue. Nathalie, did you share the live?
All right, I did.
I was just talking to my friend in French and letting them know why you're here, what you do, and, so they don't get lost.
Okay.
So now that you're here, I'm going to let you the time to introduce yourself. So you can look at this camera, give them your name,
Okay.
who you are, what you do, and how you can help us today.
All right. So my name is Natalie Clark, and I am the founder and CEO of I Am Strong. And I Am Strong stands for I am striving to reach our next generation. And while I'm striving to reach our next generation, my focus is on mentorship, empowerment, and building community. I'm so happy to be here today.
Thank you. I love it. I
Thank
am
you.
strong. What do you mean I am strong?
So, I am strong is not necessarily I am strong as I am this strong woman and I have to endure all these things. I am strong, as I said, is about striving to reach our next generation. And in order to strive to reach our next generation, we have to be the example for them, not just talk the talk, but we got to walk the talk. And we got to model what we want our young girls to know, what we want our young men to know, because whether they always ever acknowledge it or not, they are looking at us, and actions speak louder than words.
Wow, I like it. You know, most of the time when people say I'm strong, they think that they just have to endure, go through all those stuff in life, and they don't have the peace in them, but they just
Right.
have to show up every single day. What's your definition of I am strong and having a soft life?
So I am strong, as I just said, is about the next generation, but also being the example, being a soft life. We have been basically told and reared that we have to be strong and we have to endure so much. But we don't necessarily have to endure every hardship. We don't always have to be strong and be there for everyone else. It's okay for us to thrive. It's okay for us to be taken care of. It's okay for us to accept people doing things for us. And it's okay for us to just be us with not all the worries, with not all the stresses, just living our lives in joy and peace and happiness.
Okay, Natalie. So whenever we do the show, because sometimes when people are watching us, they want to know where you are, how you start. So what motivates you to be where you are today?
So, what really motivated me to be where I am today was my childhood. So, growing up, I was quiet,
Mhm.
but always very observant. And so, growing up, I grew up with my mother and my father. I have siblings that I also grew up with, but I knew that I wanted to make a difference. I also knew that I would be able to make a difference and I would be able to become whatever I wanted to in life by working hard in school. And
Mhm.
so I always worked hard in school and I never gave up. There were things that I went through in my life that were hard, um, but I still just persevered because sometimes if we focus on the now,
Mhm.
now life is going to life. Things are going to be hard, things are going to be challenging. But when you're looking at something down the road that you don't necessarily see right now, no matter how challenging it may be, you're going to keep going and you're
Mhm.
going to keep going. And so, as a mother, I've instilled those same things in my children. You have to work hard. As an educator, I've mentored so many different children that maybe people were going to give up on them. Maybe because of what they saw right then, that child maybe wasn't going to do much in their eyes. But it's about building relationship, whether that's a child, whether that's an adult. You have to get to know them for who they are,
Mhm.
not what you've heard, not what you assume, not what the outside looks like, but getting to know them. And so, through districts, through people that I know, I've always been that person that has just been a mentor without saying that I wanted to be a mentor. And so, we teach our children, we teach the youth, and we teach others to chase their goals and dreams. And as I shared with you, no matter how old we get, we can still dream. And
Mhm.
so I wanted to do something to combat the odds of we don't support each other, we don't stand together. And it takes one act to hope to become contagious and letting us know that we can all do something one step at a time to make a difference If we are in agreement, we are in alignment, and we stand together and support each other. And so, with that, I just wanted to start doing creative things that would set myself apart, where it would be when you hear Natalie Clark, I don't want you to just say Natalie Clark and the superficial things that you saw.
Mhm.
I'm more about the impact. When you were in the presence of Natalie Clark, how does she make you feel? When you're in the presence of Natalie Clark, what words does she always share with everyone? Does she really walk the talk, or is just a talk? But more or less, her actions that she led in this world empowered many. While she thought it was something small, it made such a difference. So, about impact.
Wow, I just want to listen to you. So, how do you feel working with women? Because most of the time when we see where there is a lot of women, people say that there is a lot of issues. So, how do you deal with that?
So, how I deal with that, as I said, a lot of times we're caught up in superficial things that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for me, I don't really care about those things. I care about the heart. I also care about being in the spaces where I can learn from the next woman as well as she learned from me. When I'm sitting in a position and I see somebody that's doing well, I'm in awe because it lets me know that anything is possible. And although I may not be in that moment, I can be. And so I want to sit down and I want to talk to her. And I want to see if she can pour some things into my life that keeps me encouraged. When I meet women that are saying that I want to do these things, but I have these children, um, life is so hard. I have my
Mm-hmm.
family, I don't have the money. You know what? God doesn't look at our bank account. God doesn't look at our past. God doesn't look at what we don't have. God looks at, are we obedient? Because we've all been put on this earth for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm sitting down with anyone, I want to encourage her. I don't look like what I've been through. I don't have the answers to everything. There are days that have been hard for me, just like days have been hard for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always about our response. If we choose to have this negative attitude and we choose to, oh, I don't want to deal with her, we can prevent ourselves from truly growing and excelling and having the life that we truly deserve. Because that woman that you may have been afraid to talk to, that woman that you may have been intimidated by, or that man that you may have been afraid to talk to, or you were intimidated by, could be the very person that you could learn so much from and sit down and could be a connector and help you get in a room, in a space, in a position that you desired to be in that you couldn't do on your own had you not been in that position to have that conversation or feel that you can empower someone else by being empowered yourself.
Wow. Oof. I just want to keep listening to you.
Thank you.
So during your journey, I know you're empowering women and you deal with a lot of kids. So when it comes to the young people, what have you like? How do you deal with them? Like, what's your purpose and your goal to mentor young girls?
Well, my purpose and my goal is I want them to believe in themselves. And so my biggest thing is dare to dream.
Mm,
Why can we not dream? And so I want the young girls, I'm for all girls, but it's something about pouring into a girl that looks just like me
mhm,
to let her know that anything is possible. She's worthy. She's enough in who she is. She needs to be comfortable in her own skin and love the skin that she is in. And so for me, it's about giving them a foundation because you and I both know that
mhm,
there are grown women today that are broken, that do not feel that they are enough, do not feel that they are worthy, are not even stepping out into their own, into
mhm,
the purpose that God truly has for them. Why? Because it could stem from this little girl that had childhood trauma. It could stem from this little girl that was told she wasn't enough, or that was just told that she wasn't worthy, or she didn't feel love, or she didn't feel worthy. So for me, if I'm in the presence of any young girl, I'm observing her. I'm picking up on how comfortable she really is in her own skin.
Mhm.
And if there's something that I can say and there's something that I can do to encourage her, to let her know that she's beautiful, she needs to embrace what she has. We all have something that we're insecure about,
Mhm.
whether it's our skin, our legs, our hair, our weight, whatever it is. But we were all made unique.
Mm.
And so my purpose is to let her know that she matters, she's loved, and she deserves to be here, and she has a voice. And whether she realizes it or not, and nobody ever tells her, there are people that are looking at her, looking up to her, and she can be an inspiration to someone else.
Since you just said that, I want you to look at this camera and talk to those young girls watching you now.
Yes,
Tell them what you want them to feel.
I want you to know that you are beautiful. We are all made unique, and we are here for a purpose. It doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what your skin is like, it doesn't matter of anything that you've been told. But I want you to truly believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in your own self, how can someone else believe in you? So the energy that you give, how confident you are, it doesn't matter what room I walk into. If someone in that room is more beautiful than I am, if someone in that room has more than what I have, it does not matter to me, because I am confident in who I am. And the level of confidence that you have attracts people to you, because they wish that they could be as confident as you are. So walk boldly, walk in confidence, knowing that you are here for a purpose and you matter, and you are meant to inspire the world and make a difference.
I'm just going to clap for you. Thank you, Natalie. Let me tell them what you just said in French,
Okay.
because I'm not sure I'm going to remember everything.
Okay.
So again, Nathalie a dit que pour toutes les jeunes filles qui nous regardent, sachez que vous êtes pretty encore. You see, French is disturbing me a little bit. Sachez que vous êtes belle et prenez soin de vous dans votre peau, peu importe ce que les gens pensent de vous. Vous avez tout ce que vous avez pour être des bonnes personnes. Nous avons tous vécu des traumatismes dans notre jeunesse, quand nous avons grandi, que ce soit de la famille, de nos amis. Mais sachez que vous pouvez rêver, vous pouvez faire tout ce que vous voulez faire. Il n'y a pas un âge pour rêver. Tant que vous vous comportez, tant que vous... how do you say dream in French? Tant que vous savez rêver, tout est possible pour vous. Maintenant, moi, je vais juste résumer juste un peu de ce qu'elle a dit. Mais je suis sûre que plus tard, quand je vais m'asseoir, je vais réécouter ce qu'elle a dit. Je pourrais mettre dans la barre d'informations pour revenir. Mais il est possible d'avoir confiance en vous. Et elle disait que elle est un exemple. Si nous voulons conseiller des jeunes personnes, nous, en tant que femmes, nous, en tant que grandes sœurs, nous devons marcher sur le chemin. Nous devons leur montrer qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire pour qu'elles puissent nous regarder. Parce que sinon, on ne les éduque pas quand elles sont encore petites. Ce serait très compliqué quand elles vont grandir. Donc, il est important pour nous, les femmes, d'être un exemple pour les jeunes filles, et que peu importe la couleur de votre peau, sachez que vous êtes pretty. Maintenant, je profite de ça pour vous dire, mon make-up a été fait par MJ Makeup. Je suis noire de peau. Je suis fière d'être dans ma peau et je suis belle tout le temps, avec ou sans maquillage. Again, my makeup was done by MJ Makeup. As she mentioned, I'm a beautiful girl. It doesn't matter the skin color that I am. If you want your makeup done, just make sure that you follow MJ Makeup in Dallas. She does your makeup. She goes everywhere and she can make sure that you guys look amazing. Just remember, Natalie said that we all pretty. It doesn't matter the skin color. It doesn't matter what you went through. Sometimes people don't see it, but you don't know the impact that you give in the world when you walk into your home. So there is no competition between all of us. We just have to make sure that we become the next example in the next generation.
Absolutely.
I didn't tell them everything that you said, but I just tell them just a little bit of what you say in French. Because sometimes French is just playing with my mind.
Yeah.
Natalie, how do you think that the society can support this movement?
I don't think. I know that society can support this movement by, first of all, everything starts with your mindset.
Okay.
And so, in order to grow, you can't do anything without supporting each other.
Mm,
And if we're talking about we want to make a difference in our youth, we want to we want them to know that anything is possible. We want them to know the importance of working together. If we're not modeling that ourselves,
mhm,
how can we do that? So I have a Teen Girls Mentorship Program. And with the Teen Girls Mentorship Program, everything that I do is about quality over quantity, whether it's something with girls, whether it's something with women, because we could have a whole bunch of people.
mhm.
But when we're talking about making an impact and we're talking about making a difference in the lives of these young girls, mentorship is very important. And so, in order to do that, it takes dedication, it takes hard work, it takes support, it takes consistency. Not someone just wanting to show up to say, "Oh, I was there with the girls," but someone that shows up that says that, "You know what? I love what you're doing. I wanted to be a part of something like this. I didn't know how. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know how to get started." So, in order to support the movement, I welcome anyone that wants to give back, whether that's monetary, whether that's volunteering,
Mhm.
whether that's reaching out with resources that you may have to support the mentorship program as I'm striving to reach our next generation. And I'm being present in these communities, not only my community, but other communities as well, to really empower these young girls to let them know that anything is possible, and I want them to dare to dream and to dream big and achieve bigger.
Okay. So the community, did you hear Natalie say that you can support them? And how old are those girls that you
The
mentioned?
girls are
Mhm.
11 to 17 years old.
Okay, 11 to 17 years.
Yes. And even if somebody reaches out and they're like, "I really want my daughter to be in the program," and they don't necessarily have the money,
Mhm.
when people reach out to me and they're like, "I love what you're doing. I want to sponsor a girl," then that helps me because I can reach out to that family and I can let them know, "Hey, it's okay. We have sponsorship money available for your daughter to still be a part of this program. But I want you to be upfront with me that if we're going to sponsor your daughter, that you are committed to making sure that she is here. You are committed to making sure that she is active and that she's showing up. Because if you don't show up, how can I really pour into you?
Mm,
How can you really bond with the other girls? And how can you understand the importance of a sisterhood even right now because you're not present with the activities? And so that's a big deal. It's,
mhm.
you can always give back, but it takes a commitment from not those girls, but their
Yeah,
mothers
the
as
others.
well. And so for me, I like to be able to interact with the mothers as well so that they understand the purpose and the mission behind what we're doing, because I just want to be an extended part of their village to support them as they rear their daughters and raise them up to be beautiful. I don't want to say strong, but I want to say beautiful women that know their worth.
Wow. So how do you recruit those girls?
So I recruit those girls by word of mouth.
Okay.
I post on my social media. I ask that people that know what I'm doing, if you have, access to young girls that you think would benefit from the program, tell them about me. You are welcome to give them my phone number. I always like to be able to meet with the moms and the daughters, whether that's a virtual meeting or whatever, just so that she can understand my purpose. This is not just something that I'm doing. I could be doing a million different things, but this is something that I'm truly passionate about and I am committed to. And so, again, anybody that feels like a girl is deserving to be in the program, I would love for her to be in it. And this next year, the program will be in person as well as virtual. Last year, I experimented with the opportunity of putting some free sessions out there,
Mm-hmm.
so that any girl could be a part of it. And so, for the next section, I will be doing sessions virtually. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. they will be able to be a part of the program. They will get the shirt that all the girls here are wearing. There's also going to be a guide and a curriculum that I will be following with the girls that are here as well as the girls there. There's interactive virtual pajama parties and interactive experiences for the girls to still be a part of, to connect with other girls. And you never know. Those girls in those other locations, God may see for me to be able to travel there and meet them in person and be able to do some interactive things with them one on one is my goal.
Wow. So any qualification for the girl to be in your program? Because I know you say if someone think, but is it any qualification?
If
No.
you feel or someone feels that she is deserving and in need a mentor in her life, as long as she's the age between 11 and 17 years old, it doesn't matter her family dynamics, it doesn't matter her background, it doesn't matter any of that. Because when God calls us to do something, he calls us to do something to make a difference, not about what they have or where they come from, but truly pouring into their lives to make a difference so that again, she knows her worth. She knows that she was meant to be here. And she too has a purpose to serve and give back to others.
Okay, so Natalie says that if you guys think that you know any girl from 11 to 17 years old who deserve to be in the program, just let me tell you guys, everybody needs a mentor in their life.
Absolutely.
Mentorship can save you time, money, energy, and so many mistakes. So if you have your girls, make sure that you contact Natalie. I'm going to leave everything in the description. Just make sure that you come. And she said that you can support her. You can, first of all, share the live. Make sure you share the live. Make sure that you follow Natalie. She has her page on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure that you come and just volunteer. You don't have to give money. You don't have to do all those stuff.
Right.
But if you do have it, is welcome. And the mentorship is not only in person. She does virtual. So anyone around the world who think that a girl can be part of something bigger, just make sure you follow her because she loves what she does. She's a model. When you see her, we're going to play some stuff that she has been putting event together for women to come together. It's just amazing. If you don't want to miss something, just make sure that you follow her. Natalie, I know you have been working with a lot of women, not only girls.
Mhm.
And also you have those events that you plan. I don't know if it's once a month. So how did you come up with that idea?
Well, again, I came up with the idea because I wanted to do something that I'm passionate about.
Mhm.
You know, you see a lot of people, they're doing this and they're doing that. And a lot of people think, oh, that looks easy. I can do that. But it's a different when it's a passion. Because when it's a passion, it doesn't seem like work. And for me, I like all things classy.
Mhm.
I like for things to be memorable, not just, oh, I went to that. Oh, I was just a part of that,
Mhm.
but a real sisterhood and a real sense of community. And so I wanted to be able to bring women together in a creative way. I love to look good. Who doesn't? When you look good, you feel good.
Mhm.
I love a purpose. And so when I started coming up with the activities for women, I knew I wanted each experience to be a little bit unique. And so I came up with the idea of, hey, nobody will have to say, what are we going to wear? Because it will be color themed.
Mhm.
Along with the color, it was a message. So when the woman was coming, she knew that she was going to be wearing purple or she was going to be wearing yellow or whatever color it was. But there was a reason why I picked the color. The color was tied to a message. If
Mhm.
I said that the color was yellow, like last year I did one and the color was yellow, let your light shine.
Mhm.
Why do we have to dim our light? A lot of times we're doing something and we'll shy back because in fear of those people that know us and what they're going to say. But the things that we're showing up for is not necessarily for those people.
Mhm.
The things that we're showing up for is for people that don't even know us,
Mhm.
to see our heart, to see our purpose, and to be attracted to it and want to know how can I get in the place with that energy and how can I be a part of a real sisterhood? We've all been to an event and we went there and we were kind of like, hmm, and it was over with. It wasn't a desire to stay connected. It wasn't a desire to come back. And for me, I wanted it to be, oh, wow, we looked good. We felt good. It was empowerment. It was safe. I love the energy. I can't wait to the next one. We're exchanging numbers. We're following up. And so, what started out as a meetup developed friendships, it developed partnerships, it developed collaborations, it developed the opportunity to allow things to happen that you never even thought was going to happen. Because again, when you're obedient, we may be focusing on, you know, I just want to be able to meet some women.
Mhm.
But God has a bigger picture. And the bigger picture, not only do I want you to meet women, I want you to be an example for these women. And I want you to create a space where these women know everyone deserves a seat at the table. Everyone deserves to be in a room. If you're in a room, you need to walk in that room like God sent you there because He did. And it's something magical about being around people that have that same mindset that's like, yes, I love this. This is what it's all about. And so, just for me to even hear women say, thank you for doing this.
Mhm.
This is such a wonderful feeling. This was such a wonderful event. I can't wait to the next one. And to see them come back and come back. And even if they can't come, but to share the information with someone else. For example, I'm here today because of a connection that I had with someone. And the energy that I gave wasn't just something that I show up on social media.
Mhm.
It's not just something that I show up on a phone call. But when she was in my presence, the energy that I gave and the energy that the other women in the room were giving off and experienced made her say,
Mhm.
this woman is really about doing an impact. She really is a woman of purpose, and she really is about a sisterhood and an empowerment experience. And to me, I want to thank you, Michelle, for just speaking my name in a room when I'm not there. I also want to thank you for just being supportive in any kind of way that you can. Your presence means more than what you can imagine. And I am very grateful to always be in the presence of women like you and many others.
Okay, so I saw this. You guys were orange in this get together.
Yes.
So, what was the theme about?
So this theme was about optimistic women.
Mhm.
And so as I'm doing these meetups with women, optimistic women chat and dine. We can always chat, we eat, but the opportunity to say optimistic women. Because when you're optimistic, what does optimistic mean? Optimistic means that you're looking at where things could go just in a great way.
Mhm.
How you can just optimize your life, how you are just optimistic about what it is to come and the places that you surround yourself with. If I'm talking about optimistic women, but I have a woman that is very negative, one negative person can drain the
A whole
energy
trip.
of everyone else. So if I'm talking about surrounding myself with people that are optimistic, whether it's women, whether it's men in the community, we are all coming together to just talk about what are we optimistic about. If I'm optimistic about being able to expand my business, and I'm optimistic about being able to go places that I never thought I could go, well, guess what? I want to surround myself with people that say, you know what, you can do it.
Mm.
You can do it. And so I want to also encourage them if they're optimistic about, opening a business or starting a business or opening something new. They don't want to be around people that say, well, how much money you gonna make? Why are you doing that? Who gonna come? My friend did that, but it didn't
Didn't
work.
work.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money I have, who's gonna come and who's not gonna come, and what person did it and it didn't work. God called me to do it. And if God called me to do it and I believe it, you don't know my prayers. You don't know my faith. You don't know the people that God has put in position to be a blessing to me to elevate and go to where He's meant for me to go. So at the end of the day, I got to block out the noise. And I understand their mentality is not my mentality because my mentality is to grow, to evolve, and wherever God wants me to be, I'm going to walk in that room like He sent me there because I'm optimistic about it.
Wow, I like it. So one of the things I usually do during the show is I want to support entrepreneurs. I want them to learn things about because entrepreneurship is not always easy.
Yeah.
And I know you organize events, you mentor young girls, you mentor women. So what advice do you have for someone who wants to start a business, as you just mentioned, and who think that it's going to be hard? What do you want to tell them?
Well, if you want to start a business, before starting a business, it's just like before doing anything in life. Prayer before everything. Because you pray for God to give you your purpose. You pray for God to give you direction. You pray for God to give you the resources or put people in place with those resources. And although you think you're going to start this business and I'm a business owner and it's going to be so easy and people are going to come, that's not the case. But you got to keep showing up because if it is a business that you're really passionate about, some days you're not going to make any money. Sometimes you're going to walk into people like, what do you do? But at the end of the day, you got to keep going and you got to keep going. Just being very transparent. There are activities and there are things that I've wanted to do. And I may or not necessarily have the money to do it, but I have the heart and I have the faith. And so closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't put it out there, you don't show up because it's not about you. If you got a business and you want people to support you, are you supporting other business owners? Are you showing up for them? Are you telling people about their business? Because word of mouth can go a long way. So if I'm always about me, but I'm not about how can I support you? Tell me about your business. I would love to come. I would love to see it. How can I support you in any kind of way? How can I expect people to do it for me? So if you're trying to start a business, just do it. Every business owner did not have all the answers, but what that made them different from everyone else is they didn't just talk about it. They got up, they made a step, they got started. When they fell down, they picked themselves back up. If they needed to cry, they wiped their own tears. If they didn't have the money, they had the faith. When they were doubting, they prayed and they kept going and put one foot in front of the other one. And before you know it, that little business, people going to start talking about it. And they're going to start reaching out to you. And God will start to bring resources from places and people that you've never known just because they're like, we need this business. We need you. We need this here. Just do it.
Just do it. Natalie, what is the most rewarding things that you get when it comes to empowering women or young girls?
The most rewarding thing for me is when someone says, you inspired me in more ways than you know. You encouraged me to get up. You encouraged me to keep going. I was worried that I didn't have the resources. Growing up, I wasn't very confident. But because of you, your words, how you carry yourself, it's inspired me. Because I always say, there are times when I have been in the midst of a storm myself. But it's not for me to tell you everything that I'm going through. It's for me to be an example. Because even on my worst day is not as bad as somebody else. What I've gone through is not as bad as the next person. So for women, children, men, the community, people in general, just to say that you inspire me and you motivate me that anything is possible means the world to me. Because more than money, I always say my goal is when you hear the word Natalie Clark, I want you to talk more about the impact that I have given and that I have lived more than anything else in this world.
Wow. So how do you define yourself in one word?
So I define myself in one word, number one, as a motivated individual, very motivated. I don't need validation from somebody else to tell me what I can and what I can't do. I'm intrinsically motivated. I've always been. If I wanted to graduate in the top 10 in school, I believe that I could do it. If I wanted to go back to school and get a degree while having a family, working a full time job, I'm going to do it. If there's anything that I put my mind to, I'm going to do it. I'm ambitious. I love to learn. I don't feel like I know everything. As a matter of fact, every space that I go into, I want to learn something. I want to learn something new that I can apply to my life to keep me going. So if someone asks, who is Natalie Clark? Natalie Clark is a motivated individual that is very determined to make a difference and knows that it takes the circle that she surrounds herself with in order to empower others while feeling empowered herself.
Amazing. I love
Thank
it.
you.
So Natalie, since you're working with a lot of young girls, and I'm sure all of them cannot fit your program, do you have any organization or resource that you can give to moms or dad who want their kids to have any kind of mentorship program? Have you thought about that?
Yes, I am actually working on a project right now that I can't say too much about. But this project has been on my heart for a very long time. And so you got to just do it, right?
Mhm.
Because if you just keep it, what good is it? So, with this project that I am working on, it will be able to benefit not only girls in my program or women that I surround myself with, but it will be able to benefit girls, boys, men, women, whoever dares to dream, they will be able to do it.
Okay. Anyway, don't say too much because I have learned that when you do some businesses, sometimes you have to keep
Hmm.
them until they're fully mature before
Hmm.
putting them out. But whenever the program is out there, just let us know because we will like everyone to benefit from the program.
Absolutely.
I know you you mentor young girl, but my next question will be what about the boys? Have you think about the boys?
I love that you
Because so
asked that
many
question.
men out there, I think they were raised to be just men. They were not raised to be like husband, father, men. So maybe some people need to mentor those boys so when they grow up, they don't disturb the whole world.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you asked that question because I have a son. I have two daughters and I have a son. And, for me, when I put my name on something, I don't want to half step. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to half do
Mm-hmm.
because your name means everything. And if it doesn't to you, it should. And so a lot of men, guess what? Moms are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
They've had teachers that were women, people in the church that were women, people in the community that were women. But I'm another woman that could be a part of their lives. But when we're talking about men growing up, believing in themselves, being fathers, giving back, they need powerful men to be a part of their lives. And so for me, you know, I have people that reach out and ask me about pouring into the young men. And I'm like, I would love to work with some committed men that aren't going to just show up for an event,
Mm-hmm.
but their heart is just the same as mine. Like, I wish this was in place when I was a young boy. And now I feel like I couldn't start this on my own, but I would love to work alongside of you to really pour into these young men to teach them first impression is everything. Your attitude, how you show up, how to carry yourself. basic things that they need to know how to do as growing up and becoming young men who are going to be the fathers that are going to lead their households one day. I can't teach them how to grow up and become that father to lead their household. But there are men out here that God can connect me with that are truly dedicated to say, I want to give back and I want to make a difference with these young men. And I want them to know how to respect a woman, how to be a male example to their daughters that is going to be the first man that she loves and the example that she looks up to know I don't have to take anything because my father has been an example. And so, yes, anybody can make a difference. But when you are rearing these young men to believe that and you're showing them that, just imagine the world that we would live in with not just dads that are dads, but dads that are fathers that show their girls and their boys that young love of what the importance of a relationship is between the male and his children, the male and his wife. The example, the love that he shows, the way he cares for his family, the leader that he is, not just with roaring loud, but with his actions, is so important. So, if there are men that are truly committed to wanting to make a difference,
Raise your hands.
raise your hand. I would love to chat with you. I would love to hear your background, your story, your heart, and why this is something that you're passionate about. And maybe we can talk and see what we can come up with.
Oh, so men out there, people focus so much on raising women or young girl to be mom, dad, and wife, but nobody's focusing to raising men. And if you guys have thought about mentoring young boys, Natalie is there. She's already doing that for the kids. And they usually say that when you copy someone is bad, but when you copy the right cat, it make a big difference. So if you plan on opening an organization that you want to mentor any young boy, make sure you reach out to her. I'm just letting you guys know for everybody who does business. If you had someone in your life who have shown you the way, you will save time, money, energy, and frustration because starting something from scratch is very hard.
Yes.
Everyone wants to own a business, but everybody cannot stay. It's easy to open a business, but staying in business is something else. So having a mentor, having somebody who says that, hey, I'm working on girls. If you're ready to work on men, contact me. I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you the way. Just take it. If you don't want to do that, I don't know what else to do.
All we do is we can start. That's it. You can put it out there, but it is needed.
Yeah, it's needed.
It's needed.
Mhm. Natalie, I know you're very busy and you always put all your time on women and girls. How do you balance your family life with what you do now?
Well, that's a great question because you can't pour from an empty cup. And so you have to make sure that you are taking the time for yourself. I'm a very present mom. I'm also very involved with my family. And so for me, I can't do anything without lists, calendars, and all of that. So everything is planned, most of it 2 to sometimes 7, 8 months in advance. I have lists for several different things. I also make sure that I take that time to shut down. And so just being very transparent, there are times when on a daily basis, I turn my phone off. I turn my phone off because I need to turn away from everyone else so that I can rest. I can be present with my family. I can do things with my children. I can have a life as well. And so anything that you do, you have to have balance because if you don't have balance, you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to get tired. You're going to be giving, giving, giving while you're not pouring, pouring, pouring into yourself. And so I share with you, I'm so excited that in just a few hours, I will be going on a trip with my mother, which is very important. I'm a mama's girl. I don't take any relationship in my family for granted. We don't know how long we're going to be here. And so just to be able to go on a trip with her to somewhere she's been wanting to go, I'm just looking forward to. This is actually our first mother-daughter trip just with the two of us.
Nice.
We've gone on other trips, but just with the two of us. And so for balance, you just have to set some boundaries. It's okay to say no. There are things that you can't show up for and things that you can't do. and that's okay. And times when I even can't show up, I may just say, how can I support? If it's a matter of me sharing, if it's a matter of me donating or something like that, I will. Or I can't do this one. Let me know when the next one is. I'm going to show up because guess what? I need people to show up for me.
Wow. It's very important because so many people works and they have issue when it comes to their household. And sometimes, so how do you explain your kids when you're always away, when you go to events? What do you do in the background? What's the talk that you're having with your family?
Well, my children, for the most part, they're grown, except for my youngest one.
Hmm.
And even with that, and even my older girls are grown, but still, mom is going to always be mom. No matter how old you get or anything like that, you're going to always be mom. And there are times when I have been caught up in a phone call and my children are there or my family is there. But I have to say, you know what? I can reschedule this phone call.
Hmm.
I can wait because the time with my family is valuable. And even though I have more on my plate now than I've had, my children still remember if I'm present or not. And so I still have to show up, even for them. If I say, you know what, we're going to go out to eat together or we're going to do this. Sometimes they just want to talk on the phone or they just want to talk about something. I still have to be present and listen, and I have to be there. So they are my reason why. Um, there are times that I could have given up on a lot of different things and said, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I made a lot of sacrifices in my life. There are things that I wanted to do, things that I dreamed of doing, but I had to be creative and do something a little bit different because God had caused you to pivot.
Hmm.
I had to do something a little bit different because whether I'm out here chasing all these dreams and doing all these things, but I wasn't a present mom, my kids will remember that. Money doesn't matter if I'm taking them on all these trips and I'm buying them all these things, but I never have time to show up for an award program. I never have time to sit down and talk to them. I never have time to listen to them. While I'm out here empowering and saving so many other people, I would be not even just making that relationship with my children and my family a priority.
I like what you said because I usually tell people that money comes and go, but something that we never get back is the time that we spend or the time that we miss. Even when we have kids missing the first walk of your baby, you will never get it back.
No.
And sometimes we work so hard, we want to empower people outside, we want to help other people. But the people that you live with or the people that you say that you care about them, you don't even give them that time.
Yeah.
So what's the matter? If you cannot clean your own house, why are you always trying to clean other people? Like you want to build a community like you. And by the way, I told you that Toride is a platform where you build community and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when I heard about you, I was like, oh, I need to bring you on because this is a platform where we want to leave a legacy for our kids. We want people to watch us to see that, hey, if that person was able to do that, that means I can do it. And
Right.
sometimes people have different point of view. And if you don't ask the question, if you don't listen to why they do what they do,
Right.
we're just going to be judging them.
Right.
So since you're a model of the community, it's important for you to pour into your own house. It's important for you that when I meet your kids, I know that you start that empowerment at home, not
Absolutely.
outside. And I'm glad that you do that. And I can testify when I call you, we're trying to figure it out the schedule. You were like, oh, let me go on my calendar, let me do this, let me do that. I was like, oh, look at her. She's
Yeah.
very organized. I like it. And I'm really happy to have you today again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, I enjoyed it. Just being transparent, just showing you my passion, and just talking about the importance of community because without community, we can't do any of the things that we desire and dream to do.
Okay, so I usually tell people that hey, you can ask question and put it in the comment, but most of the time when I talk to people, I forgot to go online and look the comments. So I'm going to check to see
Okay.
if someone wants to ask you something.
Okay.
And my next question while I'm looking for the comment is what the misconcept that people have about empowering? Because I know when we talk about empowering women, people think about independent women, people think about women who don't want to respect people or do certain things. What do you think about that?
Well, in women's empowerment, or I'm a pause. Empowerment. We all need empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
And so empowerment is just not about I'm this independent person. I can do anything I want to do. I don't need nobody to. It's not that. Empowerment is more about we all have the freedom to do whatever we put our minds to. And so some people can hold themselves into captivity, thinking that I can't do this and I don't have the people, I don't have the support. Listen, empowerment means that you have the freedom to do whatever it is that you truly put your mind to. All you have to do is first believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you believe it, you can do it. And while you are pushing everything off to everybody else and making them feel empowered, you're being empowered yourself because it is such an empowering feeling when you do something one time. That first time, that feeling, that experience, it makes you want to do more
And
and to
more.
do more and to do more because you realize it wasn't just about me. We need this. So many people need it, the children, the adults, the community. So, empowerment is not about that independence, it's
Mm-hmm.
more about the mindset and helping others know that your mindset is everything. Once you start believing in yourself and you start putting the actions behind it, now if we can just have everyone doing that, just imagine what our world will become. No one will be focused on what the next person is doing. No one will be focused on, oh, that didn't work. Or even we live in this world where so many things are happening and so many things are going on beyond our control that we can just empower ourselves to say, you know what, there's a lot of things that are happening around me, but I can do something to just make a difference. And
Mm-hmm.
I can do just something that makes me feel good and makes me feel like I too have a purpose.
Mm. So Natalie, I cannot let you go because you're a mentor. So if someone wants to choose a mentor in their life, what advice do you have for them?
If they are interested in a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
well, first of all, we all need them.
Mm-hmm.
Even I have mentors. We all need mentors and somebody that we're going to look up to. And when choosing a mentor, look at their actions. Don't just choose somebody because of what you see,
Mm-hmm.
because people can get caught up on what they see. They can get caught up on this appearance on social media. You want to choose someone that you're like, I see them walk the talk and not just talk the talk. They're not a person that gatekeeps because there's a lot of people, they've done something. And, there are things that I've wanted to be able to do. And people are like, reach out to this person. They're doing this. And you reach out to them, and it's that whole kind of
Walls.
wall that's up, or they'll tell you they're going to reach out to you and be in contact with you, and they never
They
reach
never.
out.
Mm-hmm.
They never call back. And, there have been times when being very transparent, there are people that I've seen something in them and the energy seems like it's real. And I've reached out and they made me feel like they didn't have time for me. They made me feel like you can go get it and figure it out yourself. And so that's fine, because I'm not going to be discouraged by that because basically what you've shown me, you're not really the person that you're portraying that you are. You're not really the person that's wanting to help. So when finding a mentor, you want to find somebody that's genuine. You want to find someone that's open, and you want to find someone that realizes there is truly room for all of us. You're not in competition. You're not a threat. If I can help you with something that it may have taken me a little time to do, what is it going to hurt for me to help you? Now, I don't believe in just giving somebody everything
Mm-hmm.
because when you give them everything, what are they going to work for?
Nothing.
They're not going to work for anything,
Mm-hmm.
but you can give them some steps, let them apply those steps and see, are they willing to put in the work? Because I can give you the book. That don't mean you're going to read it. That don't mean you're going to apply it to your life. So when choosing a mentor, you want someone that's open. You want someone that's going to push you. You want someone that's going to have those uncomfortable situations and conversations with you. And you want someone that is going to recognize what you're already doing well, but just show you ways that you can enhance that a little bit.
Mm.
Because we're all doing something well. Even if it's a matter of I'm a prompt person, I'm going to show up on time. I'm a person that gives my word. That's not about money. That's not about how big your business is.
Mhm.
That's about you and your character. And so that matters more than anything. So not only does your character matter, the character of the mentor that I choose to mentor me, it needs to be in alignment. It needs to be reflection, because just like a mentor, I can't work with everybody. I can't collaborate with everybody. And I don't need any and everybody pouring into my life if they're not genuine. That's just real.
I mean, that's true. So when it comes to mentorship, what do you think, like what advice do you need to give to people who want to have a mentor, but they are not coachable? Because some people believe that, oh, you can't tell me anything. I know everything, If you have a mentor, you need to let the mentor mentor you. Or even if you have a business, it's important to listen to your employees or the people you work with. But those people who believe that they know everything, or if you talk to them, that means you're trying to change their vision. What do you have to tell to those people?
Well, we've said that we all need a mentor. So if you say you need a mentor, you need a mentor, you need to be teachable, you need to be open, and sometimes you got to be willing to take criticism, because that criticism should be constructive if it's with a mentor that's really going to help make a difference in your life. So you got to be open. Nobody knows everything. I absolutely don't like to sit at the table or in the presence of people that have this better than thou attitude, and you can't tell me anything, and I'm better than you and I have more than you. Because guess what? It doesn't matter what you have. We can all learn something, and we all need a mentor. And that attitude that you have, God can give it and He could take it. So, where you are maybe so caught up on, you can't tell me nothing, I have 5 locations. You know what? It could take one action. It could take one bad decision. And those 5 locations that you
Are
have
gone.
can be shut down one by one by one. Because guess what? You need people. And if you're wanting to keep those doors open, you have to maybe look at something different. Maybe you got the business. I meet people all the time. They have the business, but guess what? They have no idea what to do. And if you don't have any idea what to do and how to get people there, and you don't get you a mentor, just like you open that door is going to be closed because you were so caught up on, I have a business. Now what? You better get somebody that's going to pour into you, and you better know that you can learn. You have to be teachable. You have to say, you know what? I came to you because I trust you. I came to you because I want to grow. I came to you. Sometimes you got to be vulnerable. I came to you because guess what? My doors are about to close. And this is something that I dreamed about. This is something that I was passionate about. And I can't go to my family because my family looks at me to have it all together. My family is going to judge me for having this business, but now it's shut down. But at the end of the day, I trust you. I want you to mentor me and tell me, what can I do to not let this just be a place of business where I'm focusing on finances, but a place of business that the city needs, that people needs, that more people need to know about. And I want to also be a very important piece in my community.
Wow. So the last question that I have to you when it comes to that is, I know you organize a lot of events, you have businesses, you're an educator, and you work with people. Now, I know you don't do all those things by yourself. You have people in your team, and everybody comes with different behavior. Everybody comes with different mindset. How do you work with all those people to make sure that you create a good environment? Or the people who don't want to follow the rules? How do you deal with that being a leader?
Wow. Just being very transparent. Pretty much every activity that I do, I've organized every single part of it myself.
Mhm.
Um, Now, it is something about being able to connect with people that can do this for you and can do that for you. Because to me, the reason why I have organized pretty much every single thing by myself, because when God does bring you a team, you're not too good for anything
Mhm.
because you have done it all. Also, you have a better respect for the people that God has now brought in position to do that for you.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's a matter of when you have a team and when you are working with people, make sure that there is alignment. Of course, there's been projects that I have done where when I am halfway through the project, I see that that person's heart is not pure.
Mhm.
I see that that person had an ulterior motive, but we have a choice. We can choose to back out of this project because our flesh wants to get in the way and
Mhm.
we want to say things and we want to give them the peace of our mind. But at the end of the day, is that project worth me ruining my image? Is it worth me ruining my brand? No, it's not. We will go on and we will get through this project. But now I have a choice. Do I want to work with this person again? No, I know, and it's okay. We did that project and you keep it moving. But it's a difference when you are out here working and when you get a genuine connection, not only are they a part of your team, but you are a part of their team. And so you're a reflection of their business as well as they are a reflection
Of
of
your
being part
business.
of your business.
So since you said that you're here to learn something, I know you do everything by yourself, but for your business to grow and to mentor 100 and young women in the future, you need to have a solid team.
Yes,
Because when people from Cameroon, from Gabon, from Africa will be willing to be part of your team and you need to organize those events, you need to delegate. And I want you to think about that because you won't be there to delegate. You won't be there to do all those stuff. It's easy when you do that by yourself, but it's still not easy because you are strong, you are beautiful, you're intelligent, and you have all inside your head. But you need some people to do all those stuff for you. And sometimes when you work with people, they have different mentality. It doesn't mean that they are mean.
right.
Doesn't mean that they don't have a good heart. It just means that their mindset are not wherever your mindset is, and you need to make sure that you know how to pivot, how to play with them a little bit, so you can get the result. So
That's
know
great
that
that
you're
you said
going
that.
places. I know you have done a lot of conferences everywhere, but you cannot do everything for yourself or by yourself.
Right.
If you want to grow and your goal is to grow, your girls is to mentor 100 of girls around the world. So next time when I bring you back here, we're going to talk about that and you're going to let me know the step that you're taking, how you put your people in place, how you deal with those people, and how you play with the mindset. Because we all need that. As
We do.
business owner, we have all type of employees, we have all type of even business, how can I say, people that we work with, business partner, and we don't always agree about the same thing. But as long as
Absolutely.
we have the same goal, we respect each other, we can go places.
Absolutely. And that's interesting that you said that. When I started the mentorship, it was just me. And at the very beginning of 2023, God brought me someone else
Mhm.
that works with me. And just me out showing up, preparing for the next session. I actually have three other women that have joined the team
Mhm.
because, as you said, I can't be in all the places. And the more I put myself out there and the more I expose what I do, more people are reaching out to me for other things. But I want those things that I put in place to still be going on. And so it was my prayer that God brought me a team and God connected me to people. If I'm doing a conference and I'm wanting to empower people, I'm one person, but my life and my journey that I've had isn't necessarily the same journey as every woman in that room.
Mhm.
But the team that I have beside me and their journey and their stories are very important. So I have been very fortunate that I have a few women that each conference that I've been a part of, they've also been a part of it. And so we could stand together as a team, just sharing our journeys and our stories. Because again, it's not just about me, it's about empowerment. And
Mhm.
empowerment is Empowered women empower others, or empowered people empower others. And each of our stories are unique. And standing together, we can pour back and reach so many more people by being transparent and being present with what we've gone through in our lives and our stories.
Okay. So before I let you go, do you have any question for me?
I don't really have any questions. I just want to say that, first of all, the opportunity that you are taking to meet different people to learn about what they are doing and how they are impacting the community is allowing you to not only impact the community here in DFW, but impact the community in other parts of the world. Because had I not been here today and given this opportunity, people in wherever they're going to be, and they are right now, seeing this will have no idea about Natalie Clark. They will have no idea about my mission and my purpose. So thank you for serving, and thank you for creating this platform to be able to share with people across the world about women that you are meeting and people that you are meeting and their purposes and their vision. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too for coming.
Thank
I
you.
know you are very busy, and taking your time out to come in person was a big sacrifice that you did. So I'm very happy that you're here today. And like I said, I have been watching you online, and I like everything you do. And I'm really pleased
Thank
when I
you.
see women doing what you do. I know it's not easy, but God will help you.
Thank you.
So again, for everyone watching, thank you so much for watching again. If you have a question, if you want to meet Natalie, just put this in the comment and I will come later on and respond to not everybody, most of everyone. If I don't, I will make sure that Toride does. And Natalie is in DFW. She's a motivated speaker. She goes places. If you have an event and you want her to come and talk to your event, just make sure you contact her. She has a page on Facebook, on Instagram too. And if you know any young girl from 11 years and to 17, make sure that you contact Natalie and she'll be happy to mentor those girls. If you want to join the movement, if you want to support, again, support does not mean that you need to put money. It can be sharing the lab, it can be sharing resources, it can be deciding to even hold the hand of one of the little girl and just be an example. Come and share your story, because all of us will need it. Even she mentioned strong women does not mean that you have to take everything in, but it just means that you have to be there, and we have to learn how to have a soft life. I love everything about soft life because we have been taught that we have to be strong, we have to endure, we have to be quiet. And I told her earlier that quiet does not bring peace. It just brings peace to the people who offend us.
Yep.
There's a difference between being a peacekeeper and peacemaker. We all need to be peacemaker, not peacekeeper, so everyone can be happy the way they are. Encore merci pour tous ceux qui ont suivi. Mettez des commentaires, partagez le like. Si vous n'êtes pas encore abonné sur la page de Torinde, abonnez-vous et venez de temps en temps regarder ce qu'il fait, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de shows qu'il fait et puis vous allez trouver votre compte. Si vous voulez share quelque chose sur la communauté ou sur qu'est-ce qui se passe, juste contactez-lui et il serait content de vous retrouver. Encore, before I leave, you know, I have my makeup. My makeup has been done by MJ Makeup, and everybody wants to learn how to do makeup. We have a makeup class coming up July 7, and the makeup class is open. It's from like adult. You're going to put it in your calendar and make sure that you send your girls. And we just decide to bring all the young girls to learn how to do makeup. As long as they're 8 years old and up, they're more than welcome to come for the class. So if you live in DFW, just make sure that you come for the class on July 7 and learn how to do your makeup, learn how to play with your face and your skin color. We're all going to be there to support you. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to say thank you to Toride for always making sure that everything is perfect. And we just come here and we sit and we have the show, because sometimes when people see us in the front, they don't know the people behind the scene that you don't see. And I will see you next time. My name is Cadie Maranga, and it was my pleasure to be your host today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.